Hello, everybody.
Hello, sir.
How are you? Nice to see you.
Are you good? Good? Yes.
Are you all set? You know, we're flying over right now. We're flying over a thing called the Gulf of America. And I'm signing a proclamation, and perhaps you could define that.
This is a proclamation declaring today, February 9th, 2025, as the first ever Gulf of America Day. This follows the President's executive order issuing a name change from the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America.
Here we go.
Happy Gulf of America Day. It's official. All right, I don't even know what's in here, so we'll do an eBay unboxing. Let's go ahead and do that in fast motion. This is the perfect unboxing for Gulf of America Day. Unbelievable, because we have an American saint here, boys and girls. And I did not plan this. I swear to God, I did not plan this. All right, so this is none other than a holy relic of, let's get it out. Now, I bought this over a month ago before I knew it was Happy Gulf of America Day. And and I just decided to open it on, it's like synchronicity. I decided to open it on Happy Gulf of America Day. This is phenomenal. So we have a saint relic, first class, of the body of Saint Elizabeth Ann Seton, an American saint. Well, I can't believe this, guys. I am not kidding you. I know I'm getting a little like boisterous here because I'm excited. It's an American holiday, the first American holiday of Happy Gulf of America Day. And we get an American saint, and I did not even plan this. And so it has to be divine intervention over here. All right, so we have Elizabeth Ann Seton, and we also have another relic that came with it. Now, I wasn't after this in the auction, but this was included. It's a slide relic, and let's open it up. It could be worn as a little pendant. And we have St. Anne. We have a little blessed third-class relic right there. Really quite nice. And let's get to the meat and potatoes, boys and girls. And so let's put this down and check this out. And so we have St. Elizabeth Ann Seton. Now, this one was put together sometime in the 1970s, which we'll do research in a moment. Now, this is not by the way, my neck just cracked. Ouch. Yeah, all right. And sorry for the crack sound. And so I have a bunch of St. Elizabeth Ann Seton first-class relics in my collection, but they always seem to pop up for me. Don't know how, don't know why, in an affordable manner, where I can afford. And I just want to take the backing off and see if it has any information, because it's missing its original documents, which I'm used to. This is always a thing. For some reason, it's hard to get this. And yes, and it looks like a priest put a piece of tape over it. Why? I don't know. And we'll get to the bottom of that. Let's take this off. We're going to peel this piece of tape off. Don't know why the priest did that. I guess to protect the seal. Just took the other piece of tape off. I've seen this before. Priests happen to do this a lot. And there we go. That's the postulator general of whatever religious order put this together. And this is not tampered with. Fantastic, then. So it just dawned on me why the priest did that. Because if they're going to wear this as a pendant, what will happen is it's going to fall off. The back, this part could fall off with the loop. And then they'll lose the relic. So that was actually genius, what the priest did. Let's find out more about St. Elizabeth Ann Seton, the American. I think she's one of the first American saints. And with all my excitement about Gulf of America Day, I forgot to show you the actual relic that's in here. My dog's chewing on his chow. Crunch, crunch. Okay. And let's take a look. And it looks like a piece of the body. This is a first-class relic, probably a corpore, ex corpore in Latin, or ex carne in Latin. Generally, you get an ex ossibus, which would be the bone, but I really think this is a part of the body or the skin or the flesh. So cool. So this was most likely given out at the canonization of St. Elizabeth Ann Seton. We're going to go ahead to the segue to check out more info about St. Elizabeth Ann Seton. All right, St. Elizabeth Ann Seton, and here's an illustration of her. And let's find out. She died, she was born on August 28, 1774, right here in my alma mater, New York. and died on January 4th, 1821 in Maryland. Of course, beatified on March 17th, 1963 by Pope John the 23rd, canonized as a saint on September 14th, 1975 by Pope Paul VI. And we have a national shrine of St. Elizabeth Ann Seton in Maryland, where her remains are entombed.
Welcome to Saints and Feasts of the Catholic Calendar, meeting the greatest men and women who have ever lived. January 4th, St. Elizabeth Ann Seton, religious, 1774 to 1821, patron saint of Catholic schools, widows, and loss of parents. She had it all, lost it all, and then found it all again. In late 1803, Elizabeth Ann Seton, with her husband, left the United States for Italy as a confident, high-born, wealthy, educated Yankee Protestant. She returned in June 1804, bankrupt, a widow, burning with love for the Holy Eucharist, tenderly devoted to Mary, and with the heart of a Roman Catholic. She was received into the church the next year. Her upper-class friends and family abandoned her out of anti-Catholic spite. Our saint was an unexpected convert. She was, well into adulthood, a serious U.S. Episcopalian. She loved the Lord. She loved the Bible. She loved to serve the poor and the sick. Her excellent Episcopalian upbringing provided sufficient preparation for not being Episcopalian any longer. She took that faith as far as it could go. She probably never suspected her faith was lacking until she experienced the abundance of Catholicism. After her husband died of tuberculosis in Pisa, Italy, Elizabeth and her daughter were taken in by family friends from nearby Livorno. In God's providence, this Italian family lived their faith with relish. Elizabeth was not only consoled and cared for by them in her grief, but also saw how engrossing their faith was. The longer she stayed in Italy, the more its Catholic atmosphere enveloped her. She wept at Italians' natural devotion to Mary. She wondered at the beauty of a Corpus Christi procession through the narrow streets of her town. She understood the Holy Father's link to the early apostles with clarity, and so she came to see the gaps in her native religion. She hadn't noticed them before. Having seen the real thing with her own eyes, she knew that she held a replica in her hands. The real presence of Christ in Catholicism is often understood only after a real absence is felt in non-Catholic Christianity. After her conversion, Elizabeth spent the rest of her short life dedicated to Catholic education. She started a congregation of sisters in Maryland that taught girls, especially poor girls who could not afford an education. She was the first of tens of thousands of teaching sisters to operate Catholic schools in the United States. She is rightly considered in the United States as the foundress of Catholic parochial education. Besides her husband, she also lost 2 of her 5 children during her lifetime. She struggled, like all founders, to build up her congregation, but her intelligence, charm, and drive paid off. Her order thrived and thrives still. The Daughters of Charity of St. Vincent de Paul gather each year on this feast near her tomb inside an immense basilica in northern Maryland to thank God for their foundress, for a life so well lived. St. Elizabeth Ann Seton, help us overcome the alienation of family due to our religious convictions. Aid us in persevering through the hardships of illness and death, and give us the same zeal for souls that you showed toward your students, seeing in each one the image of God. Amen.
All right, so happy Gulf of America Day. As you can see, I have loads and loads of first-class holy relics of the saints. We have over 103 now. I think we're going to be climbing to 110 by the end of this week. And here we go. Elizabeth Ann Seton And happy Gulf of America Day to you and your family. If you don't live in America, happy Gulf of America Day as well. And yeah, it's a really great day to be proud to be American.